shit because it's gon' go hard. Let's go. Womp Stomp Films, bitches.
Womp Stomp Films, bitches. Womp Stomp Films, bitches. Womp Stomp Films, bitches. Womp Stomp Films, bitches. Womp Stomp Films, bitches.
He hit the goal.
The forest can be a very scary place at night. All it takes is one wrong turn, and it will be the last one you ever make.
What's up, everybody? It is a Ghost Files Fraturday. That's right. We have bled into Saturday. Last night, I was taken out by an unfortunate bout with seasonal allergies, which for some people, it's a sneeze. For me, it like inflates my face. So it's good to see you here on a Saturday night. It is May 3rd. Before we get started, I just want to remind everyone to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this channel with your friends or family who want to hop onto some horror talk, Friday the 13th, and just short films, independent films in general, and all that fun stuff. We got a ton of people in the chat tonight. Looks like the chat in the stream is filling up. Tonight is going to be dedicated to the upcoming Ghost in the Fog IndieGoGo crowdfunding campaign. We're going to go over the new campaign. We're going to go over what's going to be in the campaign, what we're trying to do with the campaign, what the goals are for the campaign. But there's also a ton of other stuff that we're going to jump into as well prior to that. So tonight, basically this, we're going to do a bunch of updates for Womp Stomp Films, stuff from Never Hike Alone, some other projects that we're doing, some updated special appearances, a screening in a few places. That's going to be pretty good. And then we're going to jump into Ghosts in the Fog. We're going to look at the crowdfunding campaign, the new Indiegogo that we've built that's based off of the final cut. We'll get into all that stuff later. At the end of this, now, maybe a few months ago, you may remember we did do a special 3-minute sneak preview of Ghosts in the Fog, the storyboard animatic. The storyboard animatic that is actually on the Never Hike Alone 2 Blu-rays, that if you got one and you have it in your possession, you can watch the full version of Ghost in the Fog animatic. But we're going to watch again the first 3 minutes at the end of tonight's episode. So if you're just tuning in now, or if you're tuning in later and this has already been completed, you can jump to the end of this if you want to see the first 3 minutes, which equates to the first kill in Ghosts in the Fog, to see what we're trying to accomplish here. Before we do any of that, we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping. I have to get my fancy little bing. There it goes. We have that. And let's say some hi to people in the comments. I'm going to jump up to the top. Johnny Horror was the first one tonight. What's up, Johnny? I like the little wave. Lamontre here in a close second, but always here every week. Jacob Thompson in the chat tonight, waking up just in time on a Saturday afternoon to do this. Moy Tunes is in the chat. He is one of our producers on Ghost in the Fog from Mako Animation. Everybody say hello to Moy. Mitch the Ripper, a big I did get your email, Rich. I did get your email, Rich. I did get your email, Mitch. There we go. Say that 20 times fast. But anyway, good evening to you as well. I will get back to you on that. Creator Films, happy to share your post. Thank you for checking out the channel and for being a fan of the channel. So good luck on your project. Hope that goes well. Steve, DMV, happy Saturday, everybody. This is the first time the Ghost Files live episode on a Saturday. Is it? Is it the first? I know we've done it on other days before. Usually Friday, it's the easiest one. But I think I've bled into Saturday. I don't know. Well, happy Saturday, everybody. I actually made things a lot easier. I was able to work on both the campaign and the channel. So having the extra day really helped out, along with not sneezing throughout the entire podcast. Sam Haynes Knight is here. What's up, Sam Haynes Knight? Gregory Dock and Rocker Peck is here tonight. What's up, buddy? Davey Deathray. Davey Deathray and I, in a couple of weeks, him and I are going to do a, I think, what is it, Friday the 13th, part 4 versus part 6 podcast pretty soon. So everybody keep an eye out for that one. Allie Girl's in the chat tonight. What's up, Allie Girl? Good to see you. Brandon Covington, a Ghost in the Fog executive producer, appears as Brandon in Ghost in the Fog, which we'll have more updates in a little bit. Good to see you tonight. Let me see. Big Easy's in the house. Tyler Adams saying, what's up? Tyler's going to be helping out with some of the stuff we're working on this week. Good to see you, Tyler. Joe Reese. Hey, Vin, is there going to be a Never Hike Alone 3? We're working on it. Not going to be right away. But hopefully sometime next year we can talk about it. I am in talks with Cortland Gordon and the guys at Oddest of the Odd and some other people who want to get involved. We have a really, really good idea. So we're kind of working on that there. Janine Whitcomb is in the chat. What's up, Janine? Good to have you here tonight. All the good names are taken. Blake is in the chat tonight. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, Saturday night does feel right. Saturday Night Fever. That's what I should have called this one. What's up, Brandon? It's good to see you, man. I'm very excited about this stuff. Casey Dwayne Alexander is in the chat tonight. What's up, man? We got some updates from Casey later on today. Actually, the Crawling Chaos. Love the intro. Love it, man. Love the Merkins. Shout out to the Merkins, Roy at the Merkins, for making that song live when we were crowdfunding for Never Hike Alone 2. Thought it was fitting to bring it back tonight. Let's see who else is Bruce Johnson's in the chat tonight. What's up, Bruce? Good to see you. I still have a email that I need to get back to you on as well. I mean, everybody's in my sliding into my DMs. Davey Deathray got his Blu-rays and stickers yesterday. That's an amazing thing. Creative Jr. He has allergies too. I feel you, brother. Robert Conover got my Never Hike Alone 2 poster. It's awesome. Love to hear that. Big Smell. What's up, Vincent? First pine catch on the show live. Good. Hey, good to have you. I guess that's the good thing about Saturdays, right? I mean, we got a pretty good turnout, pretty normal. Well, we have 30-ish on Fridays as well, but this is actually doing really, really well. Let's see. Can Americans here. How you doing with Mike with the new Freddy Project video? Good to see you, buddy. Let's see. Oh, Johnny, that's John Zuzolo. Buddy, we got a thing for you too. We're actually going to be getting to something for John as well. I didn't realize that was John Zuzolo in the thing, but another producer for it. Never Hike Alone. James T. This is Jacob T's brother James. Tell him he needs to stop sleeping through his alarm. Stop sleeping through your alarm, Jacob. White disco suit. We can do that another time. Let's see. Venice, I didn't notice that there were 2 tracking numbers for packages. I got one with the VHS tapes and all that, but I looked at the other one and it went to California. I was supposed to see that one. So one thing that's been happening is sometimes every now and then we accidentally send the wrong tracking number. Like we keep somebody's email in the wrong space, so you get notified versus someone else. So sorry about that. Sometimes that happens. This past Tuesday, April 29th, my mom's birthday, Darlene Alexander. Oh, happy birthday to Casey's mom. Let me see who else is going. Did I miss anybody? All right, we're going to jump into some stuff in a little bit. That's all we need. Yeah, doing Travolta movies. That's all I need. So later, going into tonight, I'm going to be going over a lot of stuff. I got a lot of little slideshow things that we're going to go over. Welcome to my TED Talk. What else is going on? So I may miss some comments going up. So if you do want to leave a comment and you do want to ask a question while we're going along, Super Chat is the best way to go. You guys have been great the last couple of weeks with Super Chats. It's been helping the channel. We did really, really well last month for our YouTube, which is helping stuff up. Big Easy, we will get into, actually, there's a whole section dedicated to this a little bit later on. I will get to that. But moving forward, let's try to use Super Chats if you guys have questions, because I do want to jump into tonight's episode. There's a lot to go over, and I don't want to spend too much of your Saturday night kicking around the computer, just that. So let's go into some of the more minor announcements. Actually, what I should start off with is Monster Expo last weekend in Fairhaven went off with what a hitch. Beautiful 2 days. Tom was in town. CJ was in town. We had a great old time. A lot of you came out. And if anyone from Monster Expo is watching now, thank you for stopping by the channel. I had a lot of support. I want to say a quick shout out to a big fan of mine, Max, who stopped by my table on Sunday, and he brought this. a fanboy drawing that he did. Now, Max is in the 8th grade. He's from somewhere in southern Massachusetts. I don't want to dox him and tell him where he's from, but this was really cool to get because I don't get a lot of fanboy merch or stuff like this. There were quite a few fanboy fans that I think Christine came by, Kathy came by on Sunday, some big fanboy fans, which is really cool. We don't talk about fanboy a lot on the podcast, but I guess one of these days we're gonna have to do like a complete behind the scenes sort of dive into it. But I just want to give Max a shout out for drawing this. This is really cool to have someone draw your character. I wish I would have brought the heads with me tonight. They're actually back at the warehouse. I could have grabbed them when I went to go grab this, but I thought that this was pretty rad and I wanted to show everybody. So hopefully if Max ends up watching this, thank you, Max. I appreciate this. I hope you enjoy your Blu-rays. And like I told him, next year I want to see him at the 48-hour film festival for the New Bedford Film Festival to start participating and doing his filmmaker stuff. So a future filmmaker there, Max, drawing that for me, going there. So speaking of films and film festivals, bing, ding, 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 bop. That's too much. That's too much, right, guys? Okay, that's a little bit better. Never Hike Alone 2 is going to be screening at the Pottsville Film Festival in Pottsville, Pennsylvania at the Yingling Mansion, Friday, May 30th, 9:15 to 10:45 p.m. A good buddy of mine, DJ Higgins, who I went to school with here in Southern Massachusetts, is one of the festival, one of the people who runs the festival, invited us out to screen Never Hike Alone 2. Apparently it is up for a few awards. So if you are in the Pottsville, Pennsylvania area on the weekend of May 30th to June 1st, get your tickets to the Pottsville Film Festival. I will be doing my best to go down there. I think I'm going to be there. I think barring any issues, I will be able to drive out and spend Friday to Saturday there, or at least be there in time to catch the screening and then hang out for the ceremony on Sunday. I would love to meet any local filmmakers from that area, anybody from that area who wants to come out and say hello. Any backers who I haven't sent stuff to, maybe we can coordinate something. I can bring your perks out with me. We can save a little time with the list. So definitely want you guys to check that out. That's going to be a big thing. Another cool thing, another screening. Friday the 13th in Wolfsburg, Germany at the Dolphin Theater. Horror Night. The Horror Night Festival. This is the second or third time we've been a part of this festival. A good friend of ours, Ash, who does the German subtitles for all of the Never Hike Alone films. They're doing 2 back-to-back marathon nights on Friday night. They got a ton of films. Never Hike Alone is playing second to last. You can kind of see it down there on the list. On Saturday, they're doing a whole nother thing. So if you're a German fan and you happen to be catching this in Germany, then on Friday the 13th in June, you can catch Never Hike Alone 2 in a theater, the Dolphin Theater. You can see that little QR code. There's stuff there. But if you look it up, I'm sure we have a few weeks coming out. I'm going to post a little bit more about this. There's also another screening in Germany coming in August 8th, August 2nd and 3rd, I believe. I have to double check. This is all in progress. But I may be traveling for that one. So that's a maybe. It's a huge maybe. I also heard about there's also a convention coming up in Vegas that may be coming. I still have to figure out if we're doing Crystal Lake Nightmares and some other stuff. Actually, there is one more thing coming along, which is the next thing I got to get to, which is another Monster Expo. This one with Kane Hodder, Miko Hughes, Breck Wagner, and Mark Price. I will be there once again. This one will be in Nashua, New Hampshire. So anyone who is from the northern New England area who didn't have a chance to come down and see me in Fairhaven, Nashua, New Hampshire is your opportunity to come see me, Kane, Miko, Brett, and Mark. Obviously, it will be great to be reunited with Kane and Miko. Both of us have shared roles in films together. Kane and I in 13 Fanboy, Miko and I in Dylan's New Nightmare, where I produced, and I also have a little cameo at the beginning of the movie. But it will be good to see Miko. I haven't seen him since we debuted Dylan's New Nightmare in a few years ago. I may also be making it out to Mad Monster, Arizona in July, which will be taking place. I cannot remember the dates, but I got to talk to Cecil, and I may be out there for that as well. So keep an eye out for all of that stuff. We're going to be working on that there. So getting into our special announcements for some highlighting some people in the group this week. First up, Like I said, our boy John Zozolo, our producer extraordinaire for Never Hike Alone, surprised me this week with something truly special. You guys have got to check this out. So, John belongs to a group. I believe it's called the Concrypt Group. John, I'm going to check in. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Convention Consignments and Collectibles Group. They had an annual gift that I believe that they gave to each other, and they had something made. And what they had made, you guys have got to see this, a little bit of an unboxing, but a Never Hike Alone Jason figure. Check this out. Cloth figure in the plastic case. I'll take it out in a second. You can see the back here where they have this stuff. It was done by Evil Entities. You can see this is a second year commemorative, the Concrypt. I was gifted number 13 of 15. I haven't signed my copy yet. I'm going to sign my copy tonight on the past. But what John did send me, and this is for his for the people at his group that also got them. I even left the notes on it and everything. So I signed all of these this week. As you can see, each of the people in this group are going to get signed things like that. They're numbered 1 through 15. There's one base one as I guess as an extra, but they were all signed by me. I sat here with this beautiful pen, which I'm keeping. It's so great. I need to keep it. Sorry. But guys, here's your stuff. I made sure to follow all the instructions. This will be packaged up. I was going to send it out earlier this week, but I'm going to send it on Monday. I'm going to have these packaged up. These will be out to you to do that. But let's take a look at this guy, huh? I'm going to make this full screen again. So we're going to open this up. So these are great. This actually gave me a great idea. John, I'd love to talk to you about getting these for some of the figures that we're going to be using later on this year as well. Stuff from the Never Hike Alone 2 campaign, stuff that will be a part of the other IndieGoGo. So let's take a look at this card again. Here's the backing. Really cool imagery of Ghost Jason here from Never Hike Alone 1. I can tell just by the stance that this is from the scene where I throw the axe at Kyle. Here you can see a little bit on the back. I'm obviously going to sign it right now. So you guys can see that it is the same signature. Is it kind of douchey that I signed my own copy? Maybe. I'm sure the guys at All the Good Names Were Taken, blah, blah, blah podcast are going to make fun of me. So let's take this guy out of the package. Look at this. Here we go. Here's a little trip right at him out of the package. A little Ghost Jason. Wait till you see the face on this. It looks really, really good. Before we get into that, we got a couple of weapons here. Whoop. We got a nice axe. And we got a nice machete. Check that out. Whoop. Cool. Now let's get this guy. I mean, I'm like the worst with this stuff because people are like, it's a a collectible. Don't take it out of the packaging. And I'm like, ooh, get it out. I want to play with it. Here, let me get this going. I know you guys like to watch unboxings, but we're sort of getting him out. Oh my God. Once you hold it in your hands, it's like so different. So here he is. Ghost Jason himself, all bloodied shirt underneath. All the good stuff. The pants. Look at that. Look at the details on the pants. That's really nice. They got the cuts nice and even. Nice. The black boots. But guys, look at this face. Look at that face. Oh my God. A face only a mother could love. Oh, come here, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, hey. Hey, it's your old pal, Jason. You guys want to come down to Crystal Lake? Anyway. So, yeah, look at that. That's beautiful work. Here's the mask so you guys can see it. Nice little ghost hawk. Boop. That's pretty rad, huh? I mean, John, you guys... what was it? It was Evil Entities. Great job on this. This is just really, between this and, Max doing drawings, you guys really spoiled me this week with making me feel pretty good about what we do here. It's nice to know that we have a fan base that supports us. And I mean, I didn't commission this. This wasn't asked. This was something that was shown to me by John earlier this week. I literally received the package a few days later. And honestly, I'm just floored. I can't wait to add it to my collection of things that fans have made for me over the years. This is probably this is one of my favorite things. In fact, there's actually this thing that I have hanging up back here. This is one of the first things fans ever did for me was Steve Gray back, look, 2018 drew this photo of Kyle down by the lake of Jason coming out. And this is usually hanging by my thing. So really, I'm just really humbled by that, guys. I'm really thankful for everything that you guys do, supporting the channel. I can't do this without backers, obviously. So this is pretty huge. This is cool. So I hope you guys enjoy each of your figures. Get all the figures back to you, and that will be pretty rad. So moving on, we have someone else that I want to highlight this week. Jumping into this, here we go. Casey Alexander, another producer from Never Hike Alone 2, has become a producer on a new project called No Problemo. So I just wanted to shout out to Casey. Casey became a co-producer on No Problemo this week. His funding is going to help us start pre-production for the project. In fact, right before this stream, I got off the phone with an effects artist who's going to be helping myself and production designer Jordan Pacheco coming up with the gag, I guess you could say, that we need to make for this short film. There's some puppeteering that needs to happen. There's some stuff, there's some things that need to be made. I don't want to give anything away. But Casey will be our first co-producer that we will be welcoming to the project, No Problemo. Casey, I'm going to take you off the screen just real quick. But which is right here. No Problemo is, while working on past the deadline, a burnt out employee ventures out for a midnight stack only to stumble into a bizarre life lesson about life-work balance. With this, we didn't want to, it's a smaller project. The overall budget is probably going to be around $5,000, $6,000 once all said and done. There's a lot of people volunteering their services for the project. It's a very small crew. We're getting things donated. But there are some things that need to be built. There are some people that we are going to have to hire, and there is some post-production that needs to be done. So we're looking for people who want to back this project just by contacting us and donating just like you would to a crowdfund. But this time we don't have to go through any of the other things. We will give you a credit. We're working as far as from associate producer, co-producer, producer, and executive producers, all of the levels that you can see to my left. We do special thank yous, but we are going to hold off on those until towards the end, when we may just only need a few $100s here or there. But these are a little bit more of a weighty and loftier prices because we're looking to do more with less here. So we're not asking everyone to jump in on this. But if you'd like to support the campaign, please email us, or not support the campaign, but if you'd like to support the project, aside from the things that we're going to go in tonight about the Never Hike Alone Ghost in the Fog project, this is something you can contact us directly at wompstompllc@gmail.com. You can go over the details and sort of what the idea is. This is a short that we want to shoot this summer. I'm happy to say that we have fully cast the film now, which is really great. I had a meeting with the other actor last weekend. We'll spend another weekend going over this project a little bit more, who's going to be in it, where we're going to shoot it, why we're shooting it. Where we're shooting it's really cool because we're going to be shooting it in downtown New Bedford, and the look is going to be really, really rad. But I want to pull together a few things with this week. We're going to do some testing. If you become a producer on this project, you are going to get a front row seat to the production of the film as things get made, test sequences, where we're going to do a test shoot with this gag that we're going to build. You're going to be able to see all of it, and you're going to be a part of how Womp Stomp Film makes the progress. And that's one thing that we're trying to do with this company, is that if we build out this channel and the crowdfunding enough, what we're going to do is each Friday when we do these Ghost Files, that's our production meeting. You are our investors. You are our border investors. This is Wayne Tower. You know, like every single Christopher Nolan Batman movie, they always go up in Wayne Tower for that. We're all sitting in the seats, and you guys are telling me what you like, what you don't like, what you want to make, what you want to support, you know, what you want to see on this channel. By going back and forth and me presenting ideas to you and you supporting them, that's how we're going to get more films on this channel made by you with your names in the credits and you being a part of it the entire way. I think I'd rather do it this way than go through the studio system most of the time anyway. So this is sort of our opportunity to do this on a whole nother level, just by coming in and doing it outside of the crowdfunding campaigns. But obviously, we're going to be doing a ton of crowdfunding campaigns over the next course of the year as well. So there's going to be a balance of that. Speaking of which, we do have to get into tonight's main subject. I will be getting into questions again in a little bit. I see 57 comments that I haven't seen yet. I'm going to see if there's any. Oh, there is. We have one super chat. Big Easy. Will there be a figure like the one on Friday the 13th, part 3, Jason? There will be figures. There will be figures. In fact, actually, I don't know why that didn't come up. Let me do this. Boop. Here we go. Will there be figures like the one on 12 Friday the 13th, part 3, Jason? Yes. In the upcoming campaign, there will be figures. They're not on the campaign right now. I'm waiting for them to come in for Never Hike Alone 2, but we're doing a few of the 8-inch Jasons, and we're going to have one more 6-scale Jason, sort of like this, with the cloth figure done by, I believe it's Creepy Customs. I may be getting that wrong. I'm sorry if I did. But we'll get into that stuff a little bit later. But thank you, Big Easy, for the super chat. Makes it, like I said, it makes it so much easier, all that stuff. Guys, there's a ton of things that are coming through as far as questions. I'm not going to be able to see them. Again, if you want me to jump in the questions in between these things, I need you to do super chats. I mean, it's only going to, like, you don't have to do $1,000, like just a little bit, but just make it easy on your boy. So with all that said, again, I want to say again tonight, thank you to John. Thank you to Casey, 2 producers from Womp Stomp Films who are stepping out, doing big things for this thing, for us, really. So we really do appreciate all that you do to support the channel. Anyone else who supports the channel, we will give you a shout out like this on the channel. We will bring you onto the channel if you want. The world's your oyster when you come and support Womp Stomp Films. It's a joint venture between us. So please, well, we welcome more support, and we hope to welcome more of you. So speaking of that, there are 4,000 people who helped support the Never Hike Alone 2 IndieGoGo. And before we get into Ghost in the Fog, I want to address a new segment that I like to call is, where's my fucking Blu-ray? This is obviously a email I get maybe once or twice a week, and I'm just here to tell you that I don't blame you. The problem with some of the emails that I get is I wish that we could just sit down like this every time I get an email, and I could go and show you exactly where you are on the list and why it took so long to get you and do all of those things. I just want to let you know that anyone who has sent an email, anyone who has made a post up on the IndieGoGo, and you're wondering, we funded this thing in 2022, it's 2025, why haven't you still gotten your stuff? I swear to God, it's coming. A lot of it's right to my left over here. Like I said, last time we checked in, we were over halfway done. We've gotten further since then. More Blu-rays have gone out. We're doing the Blu-ray bundles right now, and we're only about halfway through those. So if you have a Blu-ray bundle, it is coming. It will be coming pretty soon. If you have to change your address, please let us know now. If we send you your package and it comes back to us, and there have been at least a dozen packages that have come back to us, we're going to have to ask you to pay for that shipping again, because shipping is getting expensive and there are costs that we do need to control here. We hear you. I just want to let you know we hear. I'm not trying to be condescending. Where's my Blu-ray is something that James Sweet and Cecil and I always talk about, because, when you guys back these campaigns, like I was talking about before, this is a back and forth between us. You're putting your trust here in Womp Stomp Films and other filmmakers and other, people that we work with to get you perks that you are promised through these campaigns. And we want to honor those promises. I have to remind everybody that our first responsibility in all of these campaigns is we have to create the material first. And so our efforts, our priorities are to make sure that the film gets finished and we get these things, the fulfillments done when those things are fully wrapped up. You guys are fully aware. I don't have to go into again some of the things that we ran into on Never Hike Alone with the new vendors and other things that we were getting to get the Blu-ray finished and all of those things and all of those. And we've been basically working around since late February, starting to ship everything out, and everything goes out there. This is going to continue to take at least another month or two, if not longer. I anticipate that domestic shipments will be done in May. I do believe that there are enough days where Mo and I are not working full time, where we'll be able to dedicate time on the weekends to get stuff sent out, and we'll be able to take care of the domestic orders. The international orders are going to take a little bit more time. Filling out an international tracking sheet is a little bit different than what we do for the domestic orders. You have to put individual lines in. It costs a lot more money. And we're going to be working on some projects and things like that. So we're going to have to mix everything in. It's not that we don't appreciate your order. It's not that we're trying to just forget about our responsibilities for past events. It's just that we have new projects coming. We have to get to them. We're doing things at multiple times, but every day, I assure you, I wake up and I think about getting you your stuff. It's just that those days I have to go to work, or, I have maybe a film thing that I have to go travel for, other responsibilities in my daily life that, unfortunately get in the way of us being able to ship every single day. That being said, your Blu-ray is on the way. I promise you, if you email me, I can just double check to make sure your information is correct. Like I said, it's wompstompfilms@gmail.com. If you need to change your address, please let us know ahead of time. There's that side of it. So that's the Indiegogo people. Kickstarter people, remember what we're about to go into right now with the Ghost in the Fog Blu-ray is a continuation of the Final Cut campaign. And in fact, since we're getting into it, let's get into it. And you know what? Just because I think I can get away with it, and this is such a cool, rad logo, I'm going to give it one of these. There we go. I know it's a completely other franchise, but look at that explosion. It looks rad. Never Hike Alone, Ghost in the Fog, the preview launch, the pre-launch for the campaign is live right now. In fact, I made it live yesterday, getting ready for the campaign. And of course, it didn't happen. Getting ready for the stream tonight. Of course, it didn't happen, but you can scan this right now with your phone. If you're not watching with your phone, if you're watching on a computer, or later on, if you want to watch on your computer, to scan it. Or if you go into the information of this video and you scan down, the link to the preview site has been here for you the whole time. You could have gone and didn't even have to watch this. You could have looked at the link and just had a nice Saturday night, but now you're stuck with me. So anyway, if you want to check that out, you can follow along as what we're doing. I am going to share my screen for this. And we're going to get going. So let's do that. First, we're going to present a shared screen. We're going to go with this one. So what we are looking at right here, just let me see how we do it. Okay, that's great. So this is the Never Hike Alone, Ghost in the Fog pre-launch campaign. Everybody in the campaign, I want you to go to this page tonight. I want you to enter your email address, and I want you to keep yourself updated for when this campaign goes live on Tuesday, May 13th, sometime early in the morning. The project will go live. When it does, you will get an email alerting you that the project has gone live, and you will be able to go and check out the campaign. As I was saying before, my backers from Kickstarter, this is an extension of Never Hike Alone, the Final Cut. As I mentioned before on the podcast, Never Hike Alone, the Final Cut, we made a grave mistake when we sent everyone their surveys, meaning that they couldn't back the campaign again. And when they couldn't back the campaign again, that means that all the stuff that's going to be on this campaign, you weren't going to be able to get. So it's not that I was like, oh, well, I'll finish that campaign, I'll just make some more money over here. It was just that my strategy of releasing new perks in the post-campaign era were sort of, I shot myself in the foot, on a way to say it. So the way to get around it was to shift this over to Indiegogo and put it in a place where no matter what, this project will succeed in one way, shape, or form. And we're going to go over that tonight. We're going to take some questions once I go through the entire presentation. So if you're asking questions right now, I see you 13 comments. Before I dive into the next thing, I will double check the comments again, but just let you know, I'm going to miss stuff. And we're going to have to come back around to it later. So if you asked a question prior to it, save it. Wait till we go to the question in the Q&A. But if you guys are talking to each other and other of that stuff, you guys keep up with that. I just can't check questions right now. So again, right here. Oh, you can see my mouse. So right here, just put your email address in, keep you updated. So what is Ghost in the Fog? Ghost in the Fog is a 10-minute animated fan film set in the Never Hike Alone universe. The story follows three friends who become lost in a mysterious fog and stumble upon Camp Crystal Lake, where they encounter the wrath of Jason Voorhees in a terrifying fight for survival. There's a conversation here that talks about what we were doing for Kickstarter, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Jason Voorhees in animation? Really? Yes, the film features 2D animation with 3D environments by Mako Animation and Armas Productions, presented in black and white with bold splashes of red and yellow, stylistically inspired by Sin City. Will there be animated death scenes? You betcha. Ghost in the Fog will be feature 3 unique animated kill sequences that push the limits of gore in the Friday the 13th universe, bringing a whole new dimension to terror on the screen. As you can see, I'm still working on some of this imagery. We're gonna get this cleaned up a little bit, but you see some new imagery here from the campaign, which I'm going to show you back here. But this is the pre-launch campaign here. Let's join the discussion. You can see right here. So haven't you funded this? What's the status? I believe that is a fair question for people to ask. This Ghost in the Fog was a part of the Never Hike Alone 2 campaign, and it was also a part of the Final Cut campaign. For Never Hike Alone 2, it's obvious. We experienced a ton of overages on Never Hike Alone 2. The money went into Never Hike Alone 2, getting that made along with the Blu-rays. The money that was left over was not enough to complete Ghost in the Fog. But what we were able to do was complete the storyboard animatic, which does appear on the Never Hike Alone 2 Blu-ray, and the first 3 minutes of what we're going to watch tonight. Animatic is only so far. We need to get into the animation phase, and that's what we're trying to do now. In the last campaign, we reached our main goal of doing the final cut. And also putting together some of the stuff for the Blu-rays and some of the other backer tier things that we're going to get into in a little bit, paying for that stuff. Hang on a second. Oh my God. There we go. When you get an itch in your nose, it's the worst. So that here, I'm going to pull back to here real quick. Boom. Yeah, here. So actually, you know what? I want to go back to that rad logo. Look at that thing. Oh my God. Awesome. Anyway, so when we went into Kickstarter, we raised about $75,000, I think is what it landed to. Now, remember, we lost 9% to fees, so we really raised somewhere in the 68s. It wasn't enough with the money coming in to be able to afford to animate any of the large sections. And because we weren't going to be able to continue the campaign and not really push towards hitting the stretch goal and getting the first act animated, the idea was, let's start from scratch. Let's get back to zero. We're going to have a campaign that is for $50,000, that if we hit that campaign, we have enough to do all the things we need to do with the campaign, launch the production into animation, and get this thing going. Once we hit our goal and we go in demand, we continue to raise those funds until everything is completed, and we release it early next year, starting in February 2026. And as a reminder, there are 3 Friday the 13th in 2026, and we have the final cut, we have Ghost in the Fog, and who knows what else we'll come up with. I mean, Never Hike Alone 3 is also on the horizon. So let's say February, you guys get the final cut. March, you guys get Ghost in the Fog, or flip-flop it. And then in September, when everything else comes around, maybe that's when it's time to launch Never Hike Alone 3. So that's just a little bit of a preview of what we're looking at in the long-term series. With the Kickstarter backers, you will receive your perks along with this campaign. Everything's going to be bundled together. If you've already ordered things like Final Cut t-shirts and sweatshirts and pins and things like that, you can contact me at wompstompllc@gmail.com, and some of that stuff is already in stock. So the pins are in stock, the shirts are in stock, the sweatshirts are in stock. Final Cut is obviously being recut, so we're working on that now. I'm supposed to be looking at a cut any day, apparently, which is really, really exciting. The Ghost cut, which we'll get into in a little bit. I'm not going to get into that right now. So that's just sort of a little thing there. Before we go on to the campaign, let me go back through some of the images that we're going to show you that are actually on that preview link that we just shared. I'm going to stop sharing the screen, which actually did that. That's interesting. So let's look at the photos. We showed this photo a couple weeks ago on the Ghost Files. We also showed another one after it, but we didn't show this one. So here's Dom and Lana watching Jason take Brandon's decapitated corpse up the thing. This is not from the specific film. These are just look development pieces. This actually doesn't happen in the movie, and it doesn't happen in the movie this way. This was them testing out the rigs and kind of working on those things. So this is just a little bit of an idea of what the animation is going to look like. We wanted something that felt like Batman the Animated Series, something that could be very accessible and palatable as far as the look. And then we did do this image as well with Jason standing in the background with Dom and Lana having a conversation in the foreground. So this is a little bit of what we're going to be looking at when it comes to the film. So before I get into the page itself, because I'm going to show you guys an actual preview of the campaign as it's been built right now, I'm going to jump into a few comments right now to see if I can pluck out any questions, any new questions. Nothing really came out. That's so good. That's so funny. Holy crap. Here we go. Oh. Hey, Newman on Game is finally here to catch the show. Mardina's a little bit late. Look at Mardina's here. To me, my X-Men. Yep, so the URL is in the description video, just to remember that. So you guys can look at the preview page. Again, sign up for that now, and then please start sharing this link out everywhere as well. The link is in the description of this video. So let's go into a screen share real quick, and then we're going to get into the perks. So let's share a screen. Boom. Here we go, everybody. Well, here it is. Oh, that's weird. So this is the Never Hike Alone campaign. It is not live yet. See, this is a preview. And I did send this to a few backers, and they've given me some input, and we're working on those things. So let's kind of go down. Here's the banner image that we're using. This will be Lana. This is Brandon, and this is Dom. Here's the new welcome banners we did with the arrows, which are pretty cool. Thank you for joining us for this thrilling journey to bring a brand new prequel to our Never Hike Alone Friday the 13th fan film universe. Ghost in the Fog will be our first animated fan film and allow us to dive deeper into the story of Camp Crystal Lake. With your support, we can bring Jason Voorhees into the animated world and deliver a truly unique horror experience. I've gone over the story before. For those of you who are aware, we're getting Zoran Vojic and Chelsea Rebecca from the Dead Meat channel, and then Diego Valenzuela, who is also a co-writer and co-producer on the project, will be playing Dom. You guys know know about us. We're going to be partnering with Mako Animation, Armars Productions, Dead Meat Presents, and Cinescare Productions. Dead Meat Presents isn't going to be officially producing, but they are going to be helping us spread word about the campaign. Our friends at Cinescare will be doing the same thing. They were also producers on Never Hike Alone 2. Our goal for this campaign is going to be $50,000. $30,000 is going to be used to get the animation started and get us going down the pipeline. $10,000 is going to go into covering some of the rewards. Obviously, shipping and handling is going to be set aside, as well as the platform fees. Now, our initial goal is $50,000, but our real true goal with this will be to raise about $100,000 in post-production for the entire campaign. So the first 30 days, we're going for $50,000. And the next 120 days, we're going to be looking for something like about $100,000 to clear it out. To make sure, wow, all the costs are covered. That was tough. You guys can see some of the stuff over here. We have a ton of great perks that we're going to go over in just a little bit. I'm going to slip past that. You guys know who Womp Stomp Films is. Mako Animation, our friends, Moy, who's in the chat. You see him every week. They're an animation studio out of Mexico. And they are big fans of Never Hike Alone. We met many years ago, and we've been working on this project since 2022, 2023. John Death is an award-winning project that they've been working on and been cleaning up at look at these film festivals they've been clearing up. LAFA, NFAFA, top film festivals there. We talked about Cinescare a little bit. You guys know the rules about fan films, the campaign for a cause. We're going with Penny Pines Reforestation Project again. Spread the word and contact. So most of the same stuff that you typically see. The video is not done yet. I'm shooting the video this week. I'll be adding some of the new imagery here in the story and the cast section. This is new artwork that was done by Ruby, which is really, really cool. And lots of really, really cool stuff. And you can see some of the cool perks here. There's a ton that we're going to go over, but not too many. This is a very lean and mean campaign. We're focusing on everything. Basically breaking down price. You're looking at $25 for the entry, $30 for the box set. The wall art, the posters are going to be $30. The special edition Blu-rays are going to be $40. The long sleeve t-shirts are going to be $75. The box set bundle, everything included, is going to be $300. Associate producer will start at $500. Camp counselor will start at $1,000. Head counselor producer will be $2,500, and executive producer will be $5,000. And that will come with you being able to have Dom made look like your likeness, which is really cool. That hasn't been locked in. We'll talk about that. I'd really like to keep Don. Dom is a person of color. He is definitely some type of Latin American, Central American, something. Diego, obviously being Mexican, helps lend to that voice, but that is something we do want to keep. We'd like to keep. We don't want to whitewash the cast. We're not that savage here at Womp Stomp Films. So I'm going to stop this screen share. I'm going to come back. I am back. I'm going back here. Bing, bing, bing. Let's talk about what we're going to be doing and what we're going to be offering in this campaign for you, our backers. The main thing that everyone's going to be clamoring is the Never Hike Alone fan film collection box set. This is going to be a 5-disc box set with Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow, Never Hike Alone 2, the brand new version of the Ghost Cut, the 2.5-hour long ass anthology with Disappear, Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow, and Never Hike Alone 2, cut in chronological order with fixed titles, and its own thing is going to be now put on a Blu-ray. It's going to replace the old Ghost Cut. And then there's also the final cut, which our previous campaign was for. That is going to be there. All of this artwork, as we went over it last week, was done by Josh Beamish. All of these, every disc except for Never Hike Alone 2 is going to be a brand new disc image. So that means we're going to go in and make fixes. We're going to do new exports. There's going to be new special features. So this isn't like before where we were just changing the art around. This time you're getting brand new exports, hopefully better than what we even did before, with brand new updated commentary, updated, Never Hike in the Snow is going to have a ton more as far as like short films that we've completed over the years. We're going to add more short films to it. And then Ghost in the Fog is going to appear on the final cut. So I was thinking about putting it on the Ghost Cut, and that's a maybe, but I don't know if there's going to be enough room for it. It's a maybe. So if you really, 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 really want Ghost in the Fog on Blu-ray, you're going to have to get the final cut, or you can just get the whole entire box set. Now, this is obviously the main thing that everybody's probably going to want to get, because we've talked about doing a box set for years, and we know that you guys want it. We're going to have rigid box sets. These things are going to be nice and compact. Apparently, you can put 2 Blu-rays in it and will still stand up. These are going to be mint. We're going all out. We want you guys to love what you have. There's going to be black cases. You're looking at the artwork right now. This is work in progress. I wouldn't say this is final. There are a bunch of background images that I was given to by that was given to me by Josh Beamish that I'd like to work into the disc artwork, or maybe if we get like clear cases, when you open it up, you see like the lake in the background or the mountains in the background, something just to make it feel even more. The other thing you don't see here, which I'm also contemplating trying to put together, is a booklet that will also be included with this, that will slip in, that will tell the story of Never Hike Alone and how we went from 4 friends going into the forest over the weekends to a whole friggin' box set worth of movies, which is a really crazy adventure when you think about it just that way. So now let's dive deeper into the perks as they come. We'll go over through them one by one. I'll explain them. We don't have to spend too much time on it. We're almost at an hour as it is. And then I want to open up the floor for questions. Very simple. For $25, we got the virtual camper. This is all 5 films, all 5 soundtracks, all 3 scripts, or actually all 4 scripts now, because you'll get the Ghost in the Fog script, and wallpapers from all the films. Pretty simple. You know what I mean? Like, I will say this, all of the perks are coming with Ghost in the Fog special credits. Final cut special credits will be an add-on. So if you want to get on the Final Cut list, you're going to have to add it on through this campaign. My Final Cut people from the previous campaign, you're automatically getting your Final Cut stuff. So I wanted to make that exclusive for you, and that's why you paid a little bit more for your Blu-ray. There's just the box, which is I think this is like my favorite perk for some reason. Just the box. Let's say you're like, Vinny, you son of a bitch. I've already purchased these things up and down. I have 3 versions of Never Hike Alone. I got 2 versions of Never Hike in the Snow. I got both versions of Never Hike Alone 2. I have the old Ghost cut, but I'm going to get the new one, and I'm getting this Final Cut. I got enough Blu-rays. All right, buddy. Just give me the box. Well, we're going to sell the box too. It's going to be $30. And you can just put your old Blu-rays in it. It works there well. And what I'm thinking about doing is you're not just going to get the box, you're going to get the box and the case wraps. So if you just want to get the case wraps, so when it fits in, everything matches to your box, we're going to hook you up. $30, we got you. If you just want a poster, so here's another look at, another kind of close-up look at all the artwork. We'll have posters from each of the films along with Ghost in the Fog. Choose, pick your poison. Here are the special edition Blu-rays. Like I went into this, Never Hike Alone is going to be mostly the same. We're just going to do the 239 export versus the 235 export. It's going to look like the 4K version, it's not 4K, but it's going to look like the 4K cut. Never Hike in the Snow is going to have extra bonus features, extra bonus shorts. Never Hike Alone 2 is going to have extra bonus commentary. Actually, no, Never Hike Alone 2 is basically going to stay the same. The Ghost cut is going to be the 2.5-hour version, and the Final Cut is going to be the Final Cut. And we're going to do some radical things to this. We'll go over that in another video coming up in the stream world. Final Cut's coming together, and we have some ideas they're going to make. Like, Mike got back to me the other day, and he was like, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to like completely recut some of the stuff we did and use other takes and all this other stuff now that I've had more time to dig through. So I'm telling you guys, we're going to have like a Snyder cut version of Never Hike Alone that's going to feel like one. It's going to be so awesome. I think it's going to be just in time for next year. It's going to be perfect, especially if everybody goes through watching Crystal Lake and they're yearning for Jason. They're going to come out of this with something sort of brand newish for Jason to look at. Let's talk about the t-shirts. Let's talk about these long sleeve tees. The Toxic Revenger, Hike Alone, Die Alone. The kill count is on the back. Hike Alone, Die Alone on the sleeves. Open up your arms, and it's going to say that. It's going to look really, really cool. Obviously, this is going to be a really, really rad something for people to have. We're also going to have the Death Cursed long sleeve t-shirt. So you're going to have the axe on the sleeves, this beautiful Ghost Jason image on the front, and then Mark Hill's dead head on the back. And it says under there in blood, it's got a death curse. So these are both $75 a piece. What I didn't talk about the Blu-rays, if you're just getting a single Blu-ray, if you missed out on the Final Cut, or if you want the new version of the Ghost Cut, everything's going to be $40 across the board. I made it very clear this time. You can see, this is the actual image of the perk. Special edition Blu-ray, 1 ray. Choose 1 Blu-ray. This is only 1. If you want the full thing, it's going to be $150. If you back to the complete collection on the Never Hike Alone Final Cut Kickstarter campaign, the Final Cut, and you got the complete collection, you're being grandfathered over. You're getting the box set, so don't worry about it. Just a reminder there. As we usually do, the box set bundle. If you just want to do the box set bundle, you want everything, both shirts, all the posters, and the box set, and probably some other things that we'll have coming out along the way, by all means, you can get this $300 for the entire package. Now we're going to get up into the cooler items, which is going to be our executive producers. Our executive producers are going to have access to doing fans-only commentary tracks. We're going to do more missing persons posters, and we have 1 final character design that's ready to be executed. So missing person posters, that was the one thing I didn't do tonight, which was show you guys the missing person poster and the way that that's going to work. But basically, with the missing person poster, let's say you're here. If you're an executive producer, you're going to be one of the 3 people. If you're a producer, our 3 people are going to be in the center, and then you're going to be on the next rim out. And then the co-producers are going to be on the next row out. And then the associate producers are going to be the outer row there. So you'll be on the edges. During the credits, we're going to be on this thing, and we're going to scan by everyone's photos. So that's what the missing person credits are going to be. Wow, I left that thing up there the whole time. I'm such a ding dong. Boop. Sorry about that. So what was I saying? Trying to scoot over. There we go. Thank you, chair. There will be slow-mo. There will be slow-mo. Jacob's got a question. Have you considered a VHS box set? I love VHS. Jacob, I have considered a VHS box set. There's just one issue. It's going to be tough because Tapeworm Video, I don't know if this is out there, but they're going to cease operations after finishing Never Hike Alone, maybe the final cut. So asking them to do like a whole box set is going to be pretty demanding. We do have tapes. I would do a limited release of only a few. It would probably be super expensive. We have to find a new VHS vendor. So if you're a VHS vendor or you know someone who wants to be a VHS vendor, please reach us out. Please reach us out to us at wompstompllc@gmail.com. The beautiful thing about IndieGoGo is that if we hit our goal and we go in demand, we can always add more perks down the line. You can back it as many times as you want. If you want to do a secret perk, you hit me up. We're going to build you a secret perk like Jacob. You and I got a secret perk that we're going to work on, which is going to be really cool. And we'll go from there. Davey, I 1,000% want you on a commentary track. In fact, commentary tracks are going to be add-ons. So it's going to be nice that, like, let's say you get a Blu-ray, you're going to have options to add on the commentary tracks. You can pick your commentary track. So get this. It's not just a commentary track for Final Cut. You can do a commentary track for Never Hike Alone. You can do a commentary track for Never Hike in the Snow. You can do a final commentary track for the Ghost Cut, or you can do a commentary track for the Final Cut. Never Hike Alone 2 is already locked. We've already done that disc. We're not going to go down that path again right after we just made it. So that's the only one you can't do one on. But if you want to do one of the big ones, you can definitely do that. Like I said, the missing person poster are going to come back. We're going to bring back figures. We're going to bring back hockey masks. We're going to bring back screen use replicas. We're going to come up with new stuff. Maybe we get some vinyl in there at some point. We're going to figure it out. But either way, this campaign is going to be pretty friggin' awesome. Of course. So let's go into the comments. Let's talk about it. We got about, look at us, we're at about an hour already. So I'm going to jump into comments for maybe like 10 minutes. Again, if you guys want your comment to the top, super chat is the way to go, but let me kind of jump in there. Hit me and my friends as part of our Italian dubbing group, and we are fans of Friday the 13th Saga. I really like your feature films, Never Hike Alone. Please hit me up, wompstompllc@gmail.com. I would love an Italian dubbed version of the films. We have had the film dubbed in Portuguese, so we can definitely do that. And I wanted to ask if we can dub your feature films in Italian. We'll insert your original video in the box underneath, of course. Of course, we want you there. Looking forward to your reply. Thank you. The commentary track will be fun. Look at this guy, LOL. I don't know what you're talking about. Bruce Johnson, thank you for creating the best Friday the 13th fan films and perks. Question, can we get that cool hockey mask extra large coffee cup you had last week as a perk? Will there be a hawk perk? Bruce, you did ask me about that, and I forgot to get back to you. Ask James Sweet where he got that, because that's a wholesale thing that's out there. James got that to me as a gift when we were in Colorado together, so it's out there. We could do coffee cups. Here's the thing. These items sort of build up. And so we're trying to keep this campaign a little bit more focused. But Bruce, we can work on something where I can order you one from Venmo, or not Venmo, from like Vistaprint or one of our other things, where we can order you a cup with some custom logos on it. I can't tell you how many Womp Stomp cups and other cups that I have. So we can definitely do some of that stuff. What Snyder got the Friday the 13th films don't have? Snyder directing an actual Friday the 13th movie. That would be kind of cool. Probably see you in Quakertown and break your legs. Oh, you better get out there in Quakertown. Yes, there'll be more Ghost Talks. Jeremy's going to finish this round. Like anything that was like really sort of behind the times. We didn't want to put pressure on anybody right now until we knew that was happening. So we believe that this is the best chance for us. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to, I mean, what am I hoping? I hope a lot of people want the box set. You know, if 500 people get the box set, that is going to put us in a very good place to get all this done. We want to get Mako launched. Everything's going to happen this year. Like I said, we spend the rest of the year working on the final cut, spend the rest of the year working on Ghosts in the Fog. We get them ready for early Friday the 13th next year. There is a new trailer for the final cut coming. I don't know when I'm going to release it yet. I don't know if we're going to release it at the beginning of the campaign or towards the end of the campaign. Maybe we'll see how it goes. I do have a new version of the trailer for Ghost in the Fog that you guys saw tonight. In fact, if you didn't notice, not only did it have the cool new logo in there, but the end thing. Actually, let me bring it up because now I can actually watch. So this shot right here, that's brand new. If you watch the old trailer, this is the brand new shot of Jason firing the arrow. In fact, there's a lot more to that shot, which I bet I could. Let me see if I could add that full clip because I actually might be able to. Oh my God, I think I can, guys. So here's the full clip. I feel bad because we're only using a little piece of it. Waiting, processing, waiting. And I'll show it to you. This is another animation test that we did that came out really, really good. There's another video that won't let me stream it because it looks like it's a little too large and in charge. Let me see. Oh my God. You have failed, Crystal Lake. Who did that? Vincent, I'll definitely be getting in touch with you about doing a secret perk. I certainly want to go for that 300 perk. Thank you. I still say if a new Friday the 13th film would be directed that they call you, you get the franchise more than most. I'm trying. Hockey puck perks. That actually might be good. Another coffee cup. Can I get more prop shotguns? I don't know. I could. They just wouldn't be screen used. You know what I mean? I think that would be kind of a bum. Please, someone explain to me this reference. Here it is. Okay, cool. So stop that. Wow. So right, I mean, the animation's coming together. Things are really are looking good. I got more stuff that's going to be coming down the pipe, down the line. The leg break perk. Yeah, you pay me $1,000 and I'll break your legs. Be great. The Green Arrow TV series. I didn't watch Green Arrow, so I'd have to get caught up. I know the Alley Girl will get the hockey puck. She's a big Dallas Stars fan. So wow, look at that. I mean, we just crossed an hour. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Everybody, it is time. What a week. What a week. We finally got all this work done. I finally got caught up on all this stuff. I can't tell you how much I've been trying to get. Like, where's my effing Blu-ray? Back to that segment real quick. Like, I was working on the Blu-rays and I wasn't working on this IndieGoGo campaign. That's why it slid back from April to May. Just a heads up. So I was dedicating full tilt time to doing the Blu-rays. This week we've just been a little bit busier, and I actually had to put up, as my therapist says, I had to make space for the IndieGoGo and had to hold that space for the IndieGoGo. And so I did. I held space for the IndieGoGo this week. We got it up and running. We still have more work next week. We're going to be shooting the introduction video, which it's going to be, I'm saying it now, our best introduction video to a campaign ever made. So I'm gonna keep that because we're actually going to do some fun shit with it and record a bunch of other stuff while we're there too. Again, if you want to help out with no problemo, please email me at wompstompfilms@gmail.com. You can join Casey Dwayne Alexander as a producer on the project. Pre-production officially starts next week on that project. I'm really excited to talk about that. Yeah, so everything is coming together. This is going to be a big year for Womp Stomp Films, and we need your help. Again, if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to this channel, which, Davey, I know you're keeping track. We just crossed 91,000 subscribers, and now we're climbing up the ranks towards 92,000 subscribers on our march to 100,000 subscribers. We're putting in the effort now, folks. We're going to get that subscriber count up. So please, not only like, not only subscribe, take this channel and share it out. Next time you watch Ghost Files, next episode, when I share the link, You echo my share. Let's try to get a few more people on the stream. This week was great. We had 35, 40, 50 people at certain times. So that was really, really cool. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate the super chats from Big Easy and Jacob Thompson tonight. Big Easy, Jacob Thompson, thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. Again, your contributions to this channel, you coming back and watching things on this channel helps support this channel, make new content. We're working towards that stuff. Hopefully, we'll have some more updates for Ghost Chicken Up coming pretty soon. There'll be also some updates for the bonding, EMF, and some other projects that are coming up in the pipeline. In fact, I will say it now. There is some real engine behind a Womp Stomp Films focused Halloween fan film. Not giving it to somebody else, but saying that we are taking over a Halloween story and we may be doing it sometime later this year, possibly around October, filming it. So you're definitely going to want to hear more about that as that comes out. We may launch a crowdfund for that because we think that would go over really well. So what do you think? If you're not watching the channel right now, I mean, if you're not watching us live, in the comments, start leaving some comments now after this video is done. Do you want to see a Halloween fan film by Womp Stomp Films, directed by Womp Stomp Films, starring me as the Shape? Do you want that? We will make it. There's also some other talks about some other series that we're trying to get into as well. Lots of stuff going on here, so we're gonna have fun. But until then, and until next time, I hope everybody continues to have a nice weekend. We're gonna get the theme song going as we play out. Stay safe out there. Subscribe to the channel. Get ready to support Ghost in the Fog. Don't forget, subscribe for notifications. Share that notification and the preview link in your social media. Help us build anticipation for May 13th when we launch Ghost in the Fog, a Friday the 13th animated fan film. Thank you again for watching tonight. I'll be back probably again next week, if not the week after. Keep an eye out on the social media pages. We'll definitely let you know. But until then, have a great weekend. And until next time, we'll see you on the trails. Good night, everybody.